I'm so excited for the Boston Marathon this year. The pro fields are stacked every year, but this race is headlined by one man, Eliud Kipchoge. The world record holder in the marathon will be running Boston for the first time this year, part of his goal of running all 6 world marathon majors. And he's not being shy about his goal. He wants to win. Kipchoge is considered the GOAT for a reason. He's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and has won a whopping 10 majors dating back to 2014. In fact, since 2013, he's only lost 1 race. He owns the current world record in the marathon, 2:01:09, which he set in Berlin last year. That's 4:37 mile base. And he famously broke the 2-hour barrier at the Ineos 159 Challenge in 2019, although it technically wasn't an official race. More than just winning this year, Kipchoge wants to take down the course record of 2:03:02 set by Jeffrey Mutai in 2011. But that year had a big tailwind, and Kipchoge has mostly made his name on flat and fast courses. Boston is far from flat, and since it's a point-to-point race, if you get a headwind, it could throw everything off. All that's to say, Kipchoge is still the heavy favorite heading into Boston, but I think there's a few other people that can challenge him up front. Kimchoge, last year's winner, has solidified himself as one of the best marathoners in the world. He owns a personal best of 2:03 and won last year's New York City Marathon. His training partner, Benson Kipruto, will also look to pull off the upset. He won Boston back in 2021 and is coming off a victory in the Chicago Marathon last October. And you can't forget Shura Kitata, who's one of the few people in the world who can say he's actually beaten Kipchoge in a marathon, which he did back in 2020 at the London Marathon. Is he the one to knock off the king again? For the Americans, Scott Fauble hopes to match his top American finish at Boston last year, where he set his personal best of 2:08:52, finishing 7th overall. He'll be pushed by a relative newcomer in the marathon, Connor Mance. He was a stud in college at BYU, where he won back-to-back NCAA cross-country titles. And at Chicago last year, he ran the 2nd fastest debut marathon for an American ever. Ben True, a New England resident, has had plenty of success on the streets of Boston, but more so in the 5K, where he's broken the American record twice. After a quiet 2022, he ran 62:57 to take 4th in the New York City half marathon last month. Plus, fan favorite CJ Albertson is back again. He always seems to put himself at the front of the race and tries to hang on for dear life. Is this the year he finally gets away from everyone? The women's race at Boston is loaded, and it's honestly anyone's race. Amane Bariso has the fastest time coming in, when she ran a staggering 2:14:58 at the Valencia Marathon last year, which put her 3rd on the all-time list. Also in contention will be Gadiam Gebrselassie, the reigning world champion in the marathon, and Jocelyn Jepkosgei, who had the half marathon world record at one point. Lona Salpeter is coming off a really strong 2022, where she finished 2nd in the New York City Marathon and 3rd at the World Champs in Eugene. Look for her at the top of the pack. But my pick? Hellen Obiri. She's only run 1 marathon, but she's been one of the most dominant women on the track for the past decade. A late addition to this year's Boston field, she faded to 6th place in her marathon debut in New York last November. But last month at the New York City Half Marathon, she crushed the field, setting a course record in the process. Watch out for Hellen. Sarah Hall leads the American contingent. She had a really good 2022, finishing 5th at World Champs over the summer. But during the fall, she had a lot of IT band issues. She'll be looking to return to form at Boston this year. Also be on the lookout for Alafine Tuliamuk. She won the 2020 US Olympic Marathon Trials and is coming off a recent PR in New York last year when she ran 2:26:18. But they'll have to race against the top American at Boston the last 2 years, Nell Rojas. She'll be looking for her 3rd top 10 finish in Beantown. And you can't forget Boston legend Des Linden. She's the only American woman to win the event in the last 38 years when she took the title in 2018. She'll look to find that magic again this year, which will be her 10th time running Boston. So you know who to look out for, but how do you watch? If you live near Boston, you can check out WCVB. They'll be airing coverage all day from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. And for the rest of the country, you can tune into ESPN from 8:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be on the ground all weekend, so don't forget to check Runner's World for all the coverage you need. Right now, the weather's looking pretty ideal for race day, but we all know that can change. Who do you think will win? Let us know in the comments.